In 1968, a scientist built a paradise for rats. Unlimited food, unlimited water, no predators, no disease, no overcrowding, everything a rat could ever need. Within a few years, the entire population was dead. Not from hunger, not from violence, not from any threat from the outside. They collapsed from the inside. And what happened in that experiment is one of the most disturbing mirrors ever held up to human civilization. His name was John B. Calhoun, and he called it Universe 25. The setup was meticulous. A large enclosed habitat, food and water dispensers that would never run empty, nesting space for thousands, temperature controlled, safe. He introduced 8 mice, healthy, young, ready to thrive. And thrive they did at first. The population doubled every 55 days. Within a year, there were hundreds. Within 2 years, over 2,000. Then something strange happened. The growth stopped. Not because resources ran out, there was still plenty of everything. It stopped because the society broke. Here's what Calhoun observed. As the population grew, physical space became crowded even though food never did. And crowding, even in paradise, creates social stress. Roles began to break down. In a rat colony, there are hierarchies. Dominant males protect territory, raise young, maintain order. But when space compressed, those roles became impossible to fulfill. Some males became aggressive, attacking others for no reason. Others withdrew entirely. They ate, they slept, they groomed themselves obsessively, they stopped interacting. Calhoun called them the beautiful ones, sleek, healthy-looking, completely socially dead. Females stopped nurturing their young. Mothers abandoned nests, infant mortality skyrocketed. The young, never taught the behaviors of a functioning society, grew up not knowing how to mate, how to fight, how to connect. And without connection, without purpose, without role, without struggle, they simply stopped reproducing. The population peaked, then it fell, then it kept falling. Even when Calhoun removed survivors and placed them in a new, empty, perfect habitat, they couldn't recover. The behavioral patterns were gone. Learned helplessness had replaced instinct. Universe 25 went extinct. Now here's where it stops being about rats. Calhoun believed he had documented something universal, that it wasn't resources that determined the fate of a society, but meaning. When survival is guaranteed, when struggle disappears, when every need is met automatically, something else disappears with it. The drive to connect, the need to contribute, the sense of purpose that comes from having a role in something larger than yourself. He called it a behavioral sink, the point at which abundance itself becomes the catastrophe. Look around. Rates of loneliness in developed nations have reached what researchers now describe as epidemic levels. Young men in particular are withdrawing from society at rates not seen before, working less, connecting less, reproducing less. Deaths of despair, suicide, addiction, purposelessness, gosh, are rising in the wealthiest countries on Earth. Not in the places with the least, in the places with the most. Calhoun saw it in rats in 1968. The question he left unanswered, the one that should sit with you, is whether a species can recognize its own behavioral sink before it reaches the bottom.